This is the most powerful visual I could give you on the real reason that sugar makes you sick and to actually show you what it does to your immune system. This is a PET scan. I hope you don't know what it is. I hope that you never have to have one of these, because this is a scan that's done to identify cancer inside of your system. And before you get this scan done, what they give you is sugar. So I want you to think about this. I'm going to show you the top 10 reasons the real reasons why sugar makes you so sick and why it's so hard on your immune system. I can't wait to show you the concept of number 9, because it really shifted my mind of why it's so bad. And then the visual on number 8, I'm going to go through a whole bunch of them. But I started with number 10, right? And cancer, when they try to identify it, is they give you sugary liquid with an isotope attached, okay? So let's go back to the image. And what happens is you sit in the waiting room, okay, and you wait for an hour and you wait for this sugar to get metabolized and absorbed into your body. Well, cancerous tumors eat it at a rate 8 times faster, 8 times more than regular cells. So when they take you back and they radiate you, they can easily identify the tumors. Now, this is not a good scenario for this person, but this is what it ends up looking like, proving that cancer eats sugar. That's one of the major reasons why this thing has got to go inside of your body. Let's break down the others. Number 1, obesity driver. It's the number 1 obesity driver. We know this. Sugar's creating the overweightness of 70% of us, and 35+%, depending on what state or what area you live in, is creating obesity. That's the number 1 driver for comorbidities when it comes to getting the virus. So just being overweight is one of the fastest ways to get put into the hospital, or to have, even worse, death when it comes to just coming in contact with the virus. So that's going to be number 1 out of the gates. Number 2, it's acidic, okay? Warrenberg, back in 1927, proved that the commonality between most, if not all, cancers is that they thrive in an acidic environment, which means they can't thrive in an alkaline environment with lots of oxidation and oxygen. And he proved that when it's deprived of oxygen and it's in an acidic environment, cancer thrives. So sugar makes you more acidic, which puts you in a state that's going to grow cancer and decrease your immune system. Number 3, the number 1 cause of bad cholesterol and cholesterol problems being harmful in your body is sugar. It oxidizes cholesterol. Cholesterol itself is not harmful. It's made 70% of it in your system by your liver, by your body. It's not making something trying to kill you. But when sugar comes in and it oxidizes it, it changes the makeup of that fat. Now it can become harmful. Now it can get sticky. Now it can work its way through the walls and cause problems or clots. Sugar enhances that process. So if you struggle with cholesterol problems, sugar's got to go. Number 4, sugar creates hormone imbalances. Sugar obviously is going to increase the amount of insulin in your body. It's going to create, over time, when you eat lots of it, a resistance to insulin in your body. And the reason why that's a huge problem is because insulin's the bully on the playground. Insulin dictates what the other hormones do, like estrogen and testosterone and cortisol. So you're going to have less estrogen women. You're going to have less testosterone men when there's a lot of insulin inside your body. You're also going to have more belly fat because you're going to produce more cortisol. And the more cortisol you have, the more belly fat you have, the more stressed your system is. The more cortisol that's present, the lower the immune system's going to be, the less you can defend. Number 5 is sugar is a fast track to diabetes. I think a lot of us understand, but we constantly put sugar inside of the system. It is, again, causing that insulin resistance. It's going to have direct impact on the immune system. And when it comes to viruses, those with diabetes are at high risk of being hospitalized or taking their life because the immune system's already depleted because of the diabetes. Stop feeding it. Stay away from the sugar. Number 6, sugar is a known toxin. When I say that, I mean like high fructose corn syrup could be injected into certain people and it would kill them. But somehow when we eat it, our body survives, but it kills us slowly because when it hits the liver, the body's got to figure out what the heck to do with that. It creates fattiness in the liver. It spikes the triglyceride and the cholesterol levels. And now you have the filter of your body that's supposed to defend you from microbes and invaders being bogged down because way too much fructose and sugar went into the system. So it's a toxin. Number 7, sugar increases heart disease. One of the main reasons people get heart disease is because of diabetes. It's the number 1 cause of it. So there's a direct correlation with the amount of sugar that you put in and your chances of having heart disease, which matter a lot for me because my dad and my grandfather had it. Number 8, inflammation. Let me show you a simple illustration Look at this. Here's your blood under a microscope on the left-hand side. And if you were eating clean, lower carbohydrate, clean foods that we teach during our monthly challenges, you would have nice round blood cells and they wouldn't be sticking together. They'd be spaced out. They would look normal and healthy. 15 minutes after you eat a 200 milligram breakfast, OJ, some yogurt and cereal, a coffee with some sugar in it, and a bagel, a banana and a piece of toast. That kind of breakfast. Look at what happens to your blood. Instantly starts to shrivel up. You're getting a movement of fluid because of the sugar content in the blood. It creates stickiness inside your blood vessels. There's clotting, there's inflammation that's happening. What a visual. If I were to put your blood under a microscope right after you eat a high sugar breakfast, that's what it creates. Well, inflammation's been tied to 98% of all diseases. And so the inflammation fire gets lit and it's gasoline on the fire when you eat sugar. So sugar feeds the inflammation inside of the system. Number 9, I was excited to teach this one to you because it's something that when I first learned it, a way that I looked at sugar differently. I understand the harms that it makes, but also the space that it takes up. Sugar is an anti-nutrient. Now, what I mean by that is not only when you put sugar in the system, you need some simple carbohydrates to function as a human being. You get those from vegetables, right? And your brain needs some, your body needs some. So it's not that you never have any source of carbohydrate, but pure sugar going into the system doesn't add any nutritional value. So it has a net value nutritionally of 0 to start with. But then when that sugar is in the cell, in your blood, it's now taking up space of a mineral, of a vitamin, of an enzyme, of a probiotic that could have been there occupying that space, using those resources to thrive, to help you thrive. But instead, it's taking up space and it's blocking those. So now it's not only not adding any nutritional value, it is actually negative nutritional value inside of your body. And if you suffer with an anemia or palpitations of the heart or digestive dysfunction, especially if you can't absorb your nutrients, like this matters a lot. Sugar is taking away the absorption of the nutrients. It's an anti-nutrient. And finally, number 10, let's go back to our illustration of the scan. I hope you never have to have one of these, but a majority of cancers feed off of sugar, proven by the test they do to find the cancer. That is toxicity for your immune system. That is going to grow the problems that hurt an immune system. And so there you have it. The top 10 reasons why sugar, the real reason, is so bad for your immune system. Now, number 1, you may be wondering, what can I eat? What can I do? How can I get going the right direction then? What is good for my immune system? What helps it thrive? Well, I made a mini course to help you, number 1, to have the protocol if you do run into a virus to strengthen your immune system. Also, the best immune boosting foods. And what can you do year round if you run into other microbes or other immune related issues throughout the year? So that mini course link is below in the description. Check that out. If you do struggle with sugar addiction and carbohydrate addiction, I put together this next video right here to help you break that and stabilize your metabolism. Check it out.